on digital sovereignty. And the topic is apt because just yesterday, we were at an event with the head of service of the Federation, and they had a study tour for all head of civil service from each of the states. And the topic was similar. I think it's actually the same. We're talking about digital sovereignty. Now, for me, before I go to my prepared speech, there's something that is important to point out. The reference point for digital sovereignty, there's actually a reference point. Because when you look at the way things started, ideally, we should be looking at a global village, right? With technology, we should be looking at the world as one. But in 2018, the US government came up with an act. It's actually called the US Cloud Act. It says it's called Clarifying Lawful Overseas Use of Data Act, enacted in March 2018. And it's a US federal law that governs law enforcement access to data stored by cloud service providers, even when the data is stored out of the United States. Let me repeat that. It says that the US government has access to all data stored by American cloud service providers, okay, irrespective of where they are stored. And of course, we know where the big powers are. Microsoft, American. Amazon, American. Google, American. Which other one? Amazon is AWS. Oracle, American. So what that means is that the big brother is watching, either we like it or not. Okay? And therefore, I think that's one of the pivotal points where the country started thinking of digital sovereignty. Because if America says, once you're an American company and you're storing data for anybody, and the American government has access, then how safe are we? You can imagine if all the data Ukraine was using was from Russia, or all the data that Iran was storing was from America or Israel. I'm sure the security people can tell us the implication today. I'm sure Iran will be nowhere within 24 hours. If all the dependent on was either from Israel or from America. And the same thing applies to Ukraine. If all Ukraine had was from Russia, Russia would have destroyed Ukraine within 24 hours. And I think that's the theme of digital sovereignty. That just like we had in the past, we had colonial masters, they gave us independence. We've had physical sovereignty. How sovereign are we in terms of the digital space, in terms of the cyberspace? And it's not just about Nigeria. We have, actually, the European Union is also looking at digital sovereignty. If I read from some news, there's this issue about digital, I'll read a part of it. It says, the challenge is not merely about ensuring cybersecurity or technology innovation. It concerns the very future of the continent, economically, politically, and strategically. With the US Cloud Act looming over the sector, ensuring digital sovereignty has never been more crucial. And just another aspect, there was also the UK government looking at digital sovereignty. The news headline says, UK government M365 use under scrutiny. The M365 is Microsoft 365, the Office 365. After Microsoft's no guarantee of sovereignty disclosure. So Microsoft is telling the UK government, yes, we're an American company, and we can't guarantee that the US government asks for anything installed with Microsoft. You know, in those days when we were using Microsoft Office, it used to be you get a CD and you install. Now everything is on the Microsoft cloud.
For more more on well-researched and balanced stories, events, and interviews across business, tech innovation, and lifestyle, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.